Hello guys and gals, and welcome to this tutorial about the Fossils and Archeology Revival mod. I'm here to help explain some things and hopefully give you a better understanding of what this mod is all about and what you can do with some of the blocks in it. Now, to start off with, there are a number of blocks within this mod. There's a number of things that you can do. It is essentially a mod to help add dinosaurs into the world. I'm doing it on a pack that has been made by Gentleman New. I will put the link in the description down below so that if you want to try this pack out, you can. Now, to start with this mod, you will find throughout the world fossils in the ground, and you dig these fossils up with iron or above tools, generally a pickaxe, and you will receive different items. Similar to some of the stuff that's in here. Generally not any of this stuff, but if you don't want to go looking around for fossils, which can be slightly rare, you can use sifters, and you will get some of the same things that you would get through the fossils. So you put, or you can show the recipes. You can look at what kind of other stuff you can find in there. But just know that I have only put the vanilla and what the mod actually adds to the world in it. I haven't added anything else. So definitely make sure that if you're using the sifters in a mod pack, you take a look at what blocks can be used within the sifter, because you might find that there's others that you hadn't thought of. But for the most part, it's the dirts, sand, gravel, soul sand, things like that. So we'll put dirt in this one, we'll put the sand in that one, and we'll put the soul sand there. And these blocks can work with hoppers. However, you likely won't be able to use them with anything else like a refined storage pipe or thermal pipe. Item pipes don't seem to work very well with this mod, but hoppers will work exceedingly well. So put hoppers underneath. I think you can even put hoppers behind or above to feed directly into the setup here. But as you can see, I'm getting stuff through. The biofossil here is one of the things that you can find that will actually help you possibly further on your research of dinosaurs, because you might be able to get some DNA off it. Now, with the rest of the things that are in here, like the pottery shard, these pottery shards can be used to help repair items and other fossil-like things that you find in the world. Now, let's see. This has got a ways to go, so while that is all working itself out, I mean, there's not going to be much difference in what comes out here. You're going to get the plant fossils, you're going to get the fern spores, biofossils, there's probably going to be some bones, maybe some other things that I haven't seen yet, but we'll see. Now, you'll take stuff like the pottery shards or relic scraps that you get through the sifter, and you can use them in the archaeology workbench. The workbench will help you repair items. So, say I want to take this sword, and I don't know why I took that many of them, but I did. You can take this broken sword. The sword will go in here, as the recipe will show you. And then the relic scraps will go here. And this will work to slowly repair it into an ancient sword, which you can use. And it is actually, within this pack, one of the better swords to use. So we'll wait for that to finish up. Both of these, especially from the sifter, you can take those items that you find and anything else that you might get by, say, killing one of the dinosaurs that's in your world, and you can use it in the analyzer. Now, the analyzer has all this. You can use any one of these. So I've only put one of each type in. So you'll get arm bones, you'll get leg bones, you'll get claws and teeth and tail bones, a bunch of different claws, vertebrae, gastralius, a tusk, antlers, shells, tail club. All of these things can possibly give you DNA. And that's what you're after if you want to make a dinosaur. So, in the analyzer, which apparently I was playing with earlier, I'm going to put this frozen meat in. It's not guaranteed that I'll get DNA off this, but I might. And if I do, great. If I don't, well, oh, hey, I did happen to get DNA off that, which is great, Titanus. I got a Titanus DNA. Well, I can take this DNA and put it in the culture vat. Now, I'm not going to put the Titanus in there, but I am going to put a Stegosaurus DNA in there because that's going to show off what I want to show first. So this will definitely take a while, and you do need biogoo. Now, to make biogoo, which is a really, really strange thing to say, you either need a Phalosaurus flesh or rotten flesh with milk and egg and some wheat. Generally, this is probably the easier way to go. You can have yourself a zombie farm and chicken egg farm, a wheat farm, and then just have a few cows around so that you can milk them. So you can make this far easier than trying to get a Phalosaurus flesh. Those are very rare. They do not happen that often. So while we're waiting on the Stegosaurus to continue on, oh, it looks like our sword is finished. So it did take all 10 of those relics, these relic scraps, to make this or repair this ancient sword. So this sword is now fixed. But say we wanted to maybe fix this broken amphora. We'll take that out, put this in, and it should only take one pottery shard to fix it. And when we fix that, I'm going to show you. Apparently I forgot to bring my workbench over, so I'll go and grab one of these. Don't worry, I will show you what those are later. You can put this beautiful piece of pottery in here, and it now goes from just a plain clay pot to this beautiful white and blue. And this pottery comes in 3 different shades. Or actually technically 4. It comes in the restored, which will just be a plain gray. It comes in one called a red figure, another called a black figure, and then this one that they call porcelain. And that's the same for the acrylics and the volute. So all of them have the same thing. They all will look different, but still very much the same as well. Now, as you can see, as the culture vat is working, you will see an embryo inside. Now, it's still a little ways to go yet. So I probably should mention that both the culture vat and the analyzer do need power. I have a solar panel back here that is running with some thermal engineering power lines going to each of those. These are probably the top of the line for those particular mods, but I just wanted to make sure that this was going to work for you. And it wasn't going to work slowly, but that's another thing. But again, it does take a while just to finish everything it does. You'll know how close it is to being finished by how much of the biogoo is in the bottom of this little container. As it's showing right now, it's just about done. Like, this doesn't really give an accurate assessment of how long it's going to take. See, because this looks like it's full, and that just went down to the last little sliver. So it does take a while. You do just have to wait it out. Generally, it's a good idea to go away and do something for a little while and come back. However, you do have to be aware. There is the possibility of the egg failing, or the DNA failing, and creating a creature called a Phallosaurus. Now that the Stegosaurus egg is done, we can take it out. And we can place it on the ground. I don't have to place another one. And we just have to wait for it to hatch. You can use your Dinopedia and double check. Right now, it's going fairly quickly. It's not taking too long. And you want to stay nearby it, because sometimes when they hatch, they will automatically be tamed to you, especially if you are maybe the first thing that they see. Similar to imprinting that birds do, they may also do that. So if you want them to be tamed to you, try to stay nearby. If you don't want them tamed to you, then just place it down and walk away. It will hatch either way. I'm just keeping an eye on it because I want to see how quickly it progresses. Right now, we're almost at 50%. There we go. The egg is rocking back and forth. It's in the 90 percentage now. 97, 98, 99. And we have a little Stegosaurus. And these dinos do eat the grass. Oh, come back here. Come back here. I want to take a look at you. See, since I was close by, it is tamed to me. I am essentially the one that's tamed it. It sees me as somebody that it needs to follow. Okay, and it did say that the stick follow. I want you to follow. I have noticed that sometimes it takes a while for the dinos to follow. Or sometimes they won't and they go away. Come on. Follow me over here. See. Oh. It's going to play with the one of the enrichment toys. Oh my goodness. Trying to speak today. Now, the enrichment toys that there are, I'm actually going to make you stay. I'm going to make you stay there for a minute. The enrichment toys are things that you can put out for your dinosaurs, especially if you have them in designated pens. And this is to help make them happy, make them enriched. It gives them something to do so that they don't get immediately angry when they get hungry. Now, this is a tethered log. It needs to hang from about the third block up. So, this is pretty much the optimal placement for the tethered log. Little baby dinos can get at it, and the bigger dinos can get at it as well. And to make it, it's just 2 string and a log. The scratching post is also a very popular toy to have. It's 5 wool blocks, a stick, and a wood slab. Now, it doesn't matter what color the wool is, it's always going to come out white. So just be aware, it will take other wool, but it will always come out white. This beautiful thing is the bubble blower. It needs power, redstone power. It's made with gold nuggets, gold bars, and a bucket of water. And I think this is a Dryosaurus that I had tamed earlier. Oh, maybe not. You aren't. But I'll feed you up so that you don't get mad at me. Now, for the bubble blower, just a switch or a lever on top works great. It makes these beautiful bubbles that some of the dinos really, really like. But I will say, be careful with this. Make sure that you do have an on-off switch with it. Mainly because that's going to cause a lot of frame issues. I've noticed it on my own single-player world. So you kind of want to keep that maybe not going as often. The last enrichment toy I'm going to show you is this fun little rubber ball. It's 1 slime ball, 4 pieces of wool, and 4 string. The wool, I believe, will determine what color the ball is. And you can get 1 ball. Let's go here. 1 ball for every color of Minecraft. So you can have 16 different balls out there, and your dinosaurs can choose which one they like best. It doesn't matter. And one big thing you got to be aware of, you can interact with the ball. I didn't realize that before, and I accidentally kicked it. This last machine is the feeder. This is what you can use to feed the dinos if they've picked their area clean. They don't necessarily like it. They do prefer to eat from the natural grasses. But to make this, you need 4 pieces of stone, a button, an empty bucket, 1 piece of glass, and 2 pieces of iron. And for this machine to work, you quite literally just put food in. And this food here is for the herbivores or omnivores. And this one over here will be for the carnivores. You'll put the raw meat, the cooked beef, whatever else that you would put in there would be for the carnivores. Now, I only put less than half a stack in there, or actually about half a stack, and it's saying it's got 640 pieces of food in there. So the ratio is a little funky, but the dinos can and will eat from this. It does not need power, and they generally won't eat from that unless it's an absolute last resort. All in all, that's about all there really is to know about this particular pack. It adds a lot of flavor to the pack, or to any pack really, and it adds a lot of mobs, like the dinos. Some of them are fun, some of them are not so fun, some of them are very dangerous. But overall, it's a definite great addition to any pack. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I hope that this has helped you figure out how to deal with some of the blocks that come with the Fossils and Archaeology mod.